Hello and welcome back to today's episode of Young and Gifted. My name is Anaya Balkcom. I am your host for tonight, and today we are here with
Women Senate.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today. Can you each introduce yourselves?
Hi everyone, my name is Amber Fitch. I'm currently a junior majoring in pre-veterinary science with a minor in chemistry, and I serve as your Women Senate Vice President for the 2024-2025 academic school year.
Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany. I'm a junior kinesiology major and I serve as your Women's Senate President.
Hey everyone, my name is Najee McCray. I am a senior liberal studies major and I serve as the Miss Women's Senate for the 2024 to 2025 academic year.
Hi everyone, my name is Nyla Ware. I am a public health major and a senior, and I serve as the Women's Senate Treasurer.
Hi everyone, my name is Ava Wycliffe. I am a sophomore majoring in psychology and I'm the Women's Senate Recording Secretary for this year.
Hello everyone, my name is Khalees Bostic. I am a nursing major. I'm also a junior and I'm the Women's Senate Corresponding Secretary for the 2024 to 2025 academic year.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much once again for joining us today. So now my first question is, what initially influenced you to join Women's Senate?
That's all I answer. Okay. What initially influenced me to join Women's Senate was my mentor. I did summer academy prior to actually starting here as a freshman, and he had recommended Women's Senate as an organization that I should get involved in. So that's kind of just the first thing I, did.
All right, awesome.
I'll go. So Tiffany, she asked me to be the treasurer for the for the last school year. She asked me to be the treasurer. I didn't really know too much about Women's Senate, but upon joining it, it was an amazing experience. I got to meet so many women on campus and see the impact that Women's Senate has on the campus itself here.
I love that. That's amazing. And, I love Women's Senate. I'm also, a proud member of Women's Senate myself. So I definitely agree with, what you guys are talking about with the impact that it has on the community. So I wanted to know, why do you feel it is important for organizations to prioritize community service?
I'll go with this one. I would say giving back to your community is a way of showing up for yourself, but also showing up for others. And so Women's Senate really does pour out that initiative of community service. And also we're in college, so we do need those hours to fulfill. So Women's Senate tries their best to give hours and to help those complete their hours for maybe scholarships that they may have or things like that.
Right, I love that. That's it. Amazing that you actually prioritize that into what your org is doing, because a lot of times we can get caught up with the different activities that we're doing and we might forget to give back to our community. And I think that's especially important if we are also need community service hours a part of our scholarship as well. So that's great that you are able to do that while having fun with your peers. So now I know that, Women's Senate has come a long way. I've been a part of Women's Senate since freshman year. So I've seen, the changes over the past few years. But I wanted to know from your perspectives, how do you think that it has, blossomed and developed?
I could say, from, my point of view, just, starting as, a general member and then, an intern and then, actually holding, two, board positions. It's really grown in members and in commitment to our organization. I could say this year I feel I have genuine bonds with our members, and I feel they're actually committed to the mission of Women's Senate and what we want to accomplish. And I don't know, I just love seeing it continue to grow. The amount of events that we were able to produce has been good. Yeah.
And then I'll say I've definitely seen growth based on our initiatives. We were able to expand into who we're impacting this year. Instead of just focusing on one group of women, we are focusing on as many sectors of the communities that we can. And I think with the commitment, like she said, that we have not only from our members, but amongst each other to make that happen, that's allowing the growth to happen and blossom for this year.
I love that. That's amazing. And I love seeing growth. I love seeing new things. And speaking of new things, I know that Women's Senate is a part of, started the Support Women's Sports Initiative. So what brought about that idea to want to get active in women's sports?
I'm gonna let Amber take this because this was kind of her push, but as my VP, I'm always gonna back her and make sure things come to life. But
yeah, so it came from me playing sports my entire life. I played a couple of different sports. I started off with cheer. That was my first sport. No, gymnastics was my first sport ever. Then I did cheer. Then I moved to soccer. Then I started bowling. And then I did volleyball for a little bit. But soccer was like the most impactful sport for me. I played it from 2nd grade to 12th grade. And throughout that time, I've always had support playing soccer. But kind of when you got to high school, it's okay. Nobody came to the girls' games, but everybody would come out to the boys' game. It would be a drastic difference. And I saw that here. I'm not going to lie. I was a student who would only go to the boys' basketball games.
Right.
And the football games, I went to one volleyball game, but no softball, like no bowling matches, no tennis. No tennis, no nothing. And I saw that, like, especially when I went to a basketball game for the first time, how low the attendance rate was. And I think especially with this year that passed, like with Angel Reese, Fajay, and not even just basketball, even in women's college soccer and women's college volleyball, the support has been there from other communities and other colleges. So why can't we do the same thing here at DSU? And I feel like if everybody can answer to this, we've made a difference so far a little bit.
Absolutely.
So I just want to keep pushing that because I want everybody to know, like, you're loved, especially with sports, because you're putting in your time, your energy, your blood, sweat, and tears. So why shouldn't somebody recognize you for that? So.
Yeah, and I can agree with that. Like, my thing is just like making sure people feel seen. Like, they're like she said, they're putting everything they have into like playing this sport. This is like literally someone's dream to be playing a college sport, and I feel like we should give support across the board. So yeah.
Yeah, and I completely agree with what you're saying about how you were like, you were a student once and you only attended the men's basketball games, because I just attended my first women's basketball game, actually Women's Senate this semester. Yeah. So, and I can say that, like, it is a drastic difference. I think that I probably came towards the end of a women's basketball game probably my freshman year, and I think that there really is a drastic change in just one, how many people know about, okay, there is actually a game today, because like the coverage wise, because you guys do that as well on your Instagram page, but then also to see people out there to, like, for people to have friends to go with, or even if they don't have friends to go with, they're like, okay, well, I know that my org is going, so I can join them and still have a good time. So I think that what you guys are doing is amazing. So speaking of support, I know that Women's Senate has the Big Sister, Little Sister program. So can you tell us a little bit about that process?
So I can highlight the Big Sister Little Sister mentorship. So basically, it's between upperclassmen and lowerclassmen. So like if you're a freshman, you may get paired with a sophomore, junior, of that nature, just depending on how many people actually apply. And it's like a mentorship, like you're bonding genuinely with somebody who has experienced college for maybe a year or two before you have, and you're new coming in here. And so you're just trying to get that, like, build that relationship up and see like how to go through college and to guide you through the flaws and ups and downs of college and things of that nature. So we have applications open, I would say, at the beginning of this semester. And so we've already picked some of our Big Sister, Little Sister. And so we have like a couple events so far that have passed where they've came and they've bonded. Like just past, we had the Cake Wars, and we had one Big Sister, Little Sister, like they wore cheetah print pajamas.
That was
okay, that was you. Okay, I don't remember who it was, but y'all wear the cheetah print pajamas, and then y'all made y'all cake the same way, and like that's just what we as Women's Senate want to see. Like just bonded with somebody who like you may have walked past, and you be like, I walked past her, but I haven't never had a conversation with her. But now like she's my big sister, she's my little sister, and so it's just that genuine bond. And Women's Senate is just all about the women on campus just getting through college. So that's what Big Sister, Little Sister is.
Yeah, I love that, and especially because too, like the way that you guys go about it with the whole like Big Sister, Little Sister speed dating process. Because even though like you're obviously not going to get paired with every single person you speak to, it still gives you a chance to speak to them. So when you see them outside, when you see them at the cafe, you can say, "Hey, like I saw you at the event." So I think that's a great way to still get to know people, even if they don't end up being your pair. Shout out to my little sister; she's the best. I'm so glad that we got paired together. So, speaking of the process that goes into Big Sister to Little Sister, I wanted to know about the creative process that goes into your events. So recently, you just had the Baddie and Bonnet event. It was a hit. Like if you weren't there, you should have been there. It was great. I had a great time. I almost won bingo by this much, but it's okay. I let it go. But so I wanted to know, with events like that, what is your creative process behind it?
I would say, okay, bingo was my idea, but because who doesn't love bingo? Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes we look at things like, oh, like bingo's for like old people. So we put a twist on it. Like we made it fun. And I feel like that's what all our events, like we take things that, we personally like and share it with everyone else. Like, that's just all it is.
Yeah, I can definitely piggyback off of that because we put a lot into our events, like making sure they fulfill everybody's needs. And sometimes people just need to like have fun. Like Cake Wars, that's been my favorite event we've had this year because people were able just to come decorate cakes like this is a real TV show, like time counting down, like, you gotta put it on the line, gotta get your decoration out. But I think our creativity from the events comes from seeing what the students like need. I would say I feel like we see the same events over and over, so we're trying to put a new perspective on events that we're having, while also keeping the tradition of having like regular old events like she said, but like putting a spin on it. So
Yeah, and I love that because, once I heard 5 minutes, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it. I know why they be crying now on the shows. Like, when I'm watching it on Netflix, I'm like, oh my gosh, I could have finished that. But, now I know I could not have. So, now we know. But lastly, before, we wrap it up, I just wanted to know, because you have so many, like, fresh and creative ideas, I want to know, like, how do you think, like, Women's Senate has brought a change upon the Dell State campus, like, for the better?
I would say like community. Like, I feel like we've really like built a community. We came in here like this semester with a vision and a mission for Women's Senate and what we wanted it to look like, and we really like made that happen. Like, we have the community service, like we have the events, like we have the support for across the board, and I just think we just have really made an impact how we wanted it to.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. So it was like 2 days ago, but I was sitting in front of these two girls. They didn't know I was Women's Senate Vice President, but I'm overhearing them talking about how much they love Women's Senate. Like, oh, like this is a little sister program, you should be in it. Oh, they just had baddies and bonnets bingo. Like, hearing that people talk about that really shows you that you're doing something right, and we're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Right. I love that. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to, sit here and talk with me. That is all for today. This is Anaya and
Women's Senate
signing out. Bye.
Bye.